guys? Tire Metalhead Weatherman here. Hopefully you guys are doing well. It's been a tough couple of weeks, but we're back with another video here. Main topic actually isn't going to be severe weather. It actually looks like it's going to be a very quiet weekend. Not much in the way of even thunderstorms right now. It's a couple of hot spots here and there, but beyond that, it's actually going to be really quiet. Going to be a little colder than average actually, because we have a pretty stout trough that's coming in here, or a mid-level trough that's moderately strong, but it's nothing that's going to really trigger any sort of severe weather. It's just not really coming together. The orientation of it's not very impressive. It's a very broad, it seems kind of broad if anything. Not that broad troughs can't produce severe weather, but it's a lot more difficult. The way the flow is planning out here, it looks like there's not really going to be much in the way of moisture support or really even lift. Lift seems like it's going to be more favorable up towards Canada, if anything. And even then, I didn't see a whole lot to go with that. Like the kinematic setup with that wouldn't be impressive. So not much in the way of severe weather this weekend. Great news there. But with this trough, usually with troughs you get cold temperatures, and this one's going to be no exception. In fact, this could be a really big sucker punch for those of you that are not wanting the cold temperatures, which I would imagine would be very few of you at this point. It's not going to be frigidly cold, but it's going to definitely feel like fall, maybe even early winter for some, depending on how far south you are. But throughout the weekend, you're going to be like, whoa, okay, this is definitely a lot different than what I've been seeing the last couple weeks. It's been feeling pretty good, but this is going to let you know that fall arrives, and this is going to be mostly persistent across the eastern half of the U.S. We do have a little bit of a ridge that's forming over here towards the western half of the U.S., so we're in our positive PNA phase from this point. So main thing that we're going to be noting, of course, is temperatures, and here we go with that right here. Like I said, the main area to watch is really going to be more so over towards the east. Here's that frontal boundary coming through, and you can quickly see through the evening tonight how the temperatures are really starting to drop off. Even starting to get some below freezing numbers over here towards the heart of the country, especially towards the northern states. This is our first taste of that we've seen in a long time. By the time we get later into the evening, we even have some areas like Alabama, Georgia, some states like Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, pretty much all throughout the Appalachian Valley, Tennessee Valley, that are starting to get into the 40s even, and 50s. So through the day tomorrow, some areas don't even get into 70 across the southeast, and then off the Carolina coast, or just before the Carolina coast, I should say, some areas are struggling to get past 70. And then by the time we get into Sunday, and this is the really interesting day here, Atlanta is looking like they're going to be at 48 degrees. Same with Birmingham, 45 towards northern Mississippi here. And those not much in the way of below freezing temperatures. I'm not really concerned with frost with this as of right now, but it's coming. Just want you to know it's coming. But by the time we get towards 18Z, which would be about afternoon time for the Eastern Daylight Time region, we're getting back into the 60s, but we're not going to really get too warm. We're not for the next several days here. We may very well not make it to 70. So might be time to at least keep those hoodies and sweaters on standby. It's that time of year, folks. Let's just take a look at how far from average we actually are. When we look at the if we look at the 2 meter temperature anomaly here, which is pretty much right at the level where we're at, about 2 meters. So far, with this cold blast, the coldest temperatures I've seen at this point are about up to 20 degrees, or about 20 degrees below average at most places. So of course towards the heart of the country and over towards the Great Lakes. But watch what happens. Sunday is really going to be the day that stands out to me for sure. So see that cold blast becoming much more widespread. Texas even starting to go below average by about 10 to 12 degrees. Some areas even going 14, maybe even beyond that, or maybe even colder than that, I should say. Even look at Mexico even. Mexico's even got 20 to 21 degrees below average. We have some impressive values towards Virginia as well, towards the coast. Time we get towards 21Z into Saturday night. Much more widespread colder temperatures across the Appalachia. And then before long, this of course makes it into the southeast. We're averaging about maybe 10 to 15 degrees below average. Towards the mountaintops, we could maybe see some 20-degree below average action here. And then, of course, like I said before, ridge is building up out west, and even then, it's not a super stout ridge. So we could see maybe about 5 to 10 degrees above average. The warmest temperatures, or the highest concentration of above average temperatures, is going to really be more so towards the northwest. They're not used to being warm during this time of year, or at least not as much. So that's pretty much all we have here for the weekend. And then, of course, like I said before, as far as precip is concerned, we're not going to be super active. One thing to make note of course, is going to be Philippe. Philippe is going to become post-tropical soon. And as we go through Saturday, we'll watch Philippe make approach towards Maine here. And this could increase a bit of shower and thunderstorm activity towards the region here. Not expecting significant impacts. Definitely expecting a potential flood threat with that, and we'll get into that more tonight. But beyond that, like as far as anything significance like tornadoes, probably going to keep that on the minimum. But as far as the overall effects here, it gets interesting as we get towards the end of the weekend, because you see this little snow band that tries to develop on the left side of this with this cold air that's really starting to push into southern Canada here. So there could be some areas that could get some early October snow here before Halloween. How significant will it be? That's a big question that I have still, or if there's even a lot of merit that I can put into this. This is only one of many models to look at, but even towards Canada, it looks like it's gonna get pretty interesting here. That being said, we'll be keeping an eye on things here. We're getting back to our regular schedule finally now, because today's pretty much the last day for me to have to rearrange my room with all the renovations going on. I really apologize to anyone that has been looking for videos on my part and hasn't found them. It's just been really chaotic. That, and I've also been having to fix the car and other stuff. So it's been a tough week, but we're finally towards the end of it for a lot of things. That being said here, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You found it useful. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely need that right now. Also hit that share button as well. Let your friends know what's ahead this weekend. That being said though, this has been Ty Metalhead Weatherman. I'll see you guys later this evening, where we'll talk more about Philippe and what's going on over towards the Gulf later.